You don't want to be bogged down and wasting time with shades that are hard to work with. Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. Because today, we're reviewing the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. And I'm so stoked! I'm trying not to say excited as much anymore because I say it every time I review something, but I'm always excited to review something. So, I mean, why can't I always be excited? And I'm excited to review this palette. It looks beautiful. The swatches I've seen look beautiful. She is beautiful, and with this glitter drip running down her eyes is just gorgeous. And I'm just really, really excited. So if you're as excited as I am, and if you want to see what this palette consists of, the pricing, the information on it, all of the swatches in true time, and what it looks like on my eyes and what I think, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching.
Okay guys, keep on watching. Keep on watching guys. It's gonna make a video, okay? Keep on watching.
Okay, I'm so excited. So when you first open the box, you get Tati's face right here. If you don't know who Tati is, I will link her channel right up here so you can go check her out. She is one of the first YouTubers that I ever watched, and why I like her so much, in my own opinion, is that she's just down to earth. You know, like, she's honest as far as I know. She's blunt as far as anyone knows. She says what she thinks. She has no regard for what people are going to think of her. I mean, she does to a certain extent, but not in her morality. She just says what she thinks, and I love that. She is one of the people that inspired me to start my channel. Anyway, when you first open the box, you get the, of course, packing slip, which I only ordered the palette, so that's all it says. And then you have this very cushioned paper that everything is wrapped in. This is like, I feel like this is like military net. It's not. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it is. And then, if we unwrap the military paper, it's getting close! Oh, that was the back. That was less dramatic than I intended it to be. Okay, it is wrapped in plastic, and ooh, there is the unit carton. This is so soft. It's very matte and very, I'm pretty sure it's plastic, but it feels so soft. Why does it feel so soft? Anyway, this says it is a pressed powder palette, and it says glitter. It also says metallic, sequin, and matte, and it gives the weight as 1 gram or 0.04 ounces. And then the back of the palette, ew, sorry, I guess my hand is a little oily. I thought everybody was crazy that I've seen reviews so far talking about how the packaging is gonna get dirty fast. That was very gross. I apologize for my oil. My sebaceous glands do not apologize because they're doing their job. Then at the bottom we have the ingredients of all of the shadows or the pigments, and it shows it is cruelty-free, vegan, distributed by Tati Beauty LLC, and the address for the manufacturer, I assume. And I didn't say it before, but it has the letters Tati Beauty raised and embossed slightly, and that adds a nice little touch. It looks very sleek, very, very modern looking. I feel like it will get dirty fast if it's kept in the unit carton, which I do like to keep mine in the unit carton. But now the palette itself feels like the same material so far. No, it doesn't. Well, yeah, it does. It's super soft as well. It's like a suede matte. Ooh. And it's the same embossing that the unit carton has, but it's gold instead of black. So that's really pretty. And then it says volume 1, because of course we're going to have more than one volume, which is really exciting. So that means this is textured neutrals. She's mentioned that there's going to be purples, that she's gonna be working with purples in the near future. And she also likes colorful, as she has said. And those will be happening in the future. So I'm excited to see what more comes from Tati Beauty. This, I think, was a very good decision for her to start with, and you'll see why in just a moment. If we flip it over, it also says that there's glitter, cruelty-free, vegan, metallic, sequin, matte, and the weight, who it's distributed by, and the address from the distributor. And then if we open it, see if it has a little plastic fallout piece first. It's not called a fallout piece, but I'm calling it that. Yes. Ooh. That is a very thick plastic piece. That's how you know you're getting a good quality palette. If the plastic piece is thick and protective, it's gonna be good. And now we see the inside in person for the first time. That is so pretty. It's laid out in a way, in my opinion, that looks like the looks are given to you. You know, you can choose row 1 look, you can choose row 2 look, you can choose row 3 look, row 4 look, row 5 look, row 6 look. It looks like it's made to be easy to use, and that's awesome. I've also got to give recognition to this mirror. This mirror is massive. It is gigantic. I don't know that I own a palette with a mirror this big. Maybe I do, but I don't really know which one it is. I just know that I really like this mirror. This will be perfect for any kind of traveling because not only can you create every neutral-ish, well, glitter's not very neutral, but neutral-ish look with this palette, but you can also travel with it and have a giant mirror to be able to see your entire face and not just a little portion of your face. Also, what's very nice is the paycheck that I'm going to get from the work that I have to go to in the next 30 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into these swatches so I can get these swatches done really quick. I will probably have to leave and go to work and then come back and finish an eye look with you guys because I don't have time in 30 minutes to do all that. But maybe I'll have time to do the swatches. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into them. Let me get you guys zoomed in and show you the close-up of my arm. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through this as quick as possible. I'm gonna first start out with the glitter row, starting at the top left and move through each row one at a time. Now I'm just gonna be calling the shades whatever spot they line up in the palette. I think that's how it's supposed to be named. This one would essentially be called Glitter Memory because it's in the glitter texture and the memory color story. So Glitter Memory. Oh wow, that's very different than what I was expecting. That is not like all these other pressed glitters you get. That's actually usable. Wow, no glitter glue necessary. Then the shade Glitter Ritual. Then the shade Glitter Story. Then the shade Glitter Soothe. Glitter Aura. And then Glitter Poet. Now that's it for the glitter texture. Now we're going to move into the metallic texture. The first shade is Metallic Memory. Then Metallic Ritual. Metallic Story. Metallic Soothe. Metallic Aura. And Metallic Poet. And that is the entire metallic row. Now we're going to move into the sequin row. First is Sequin Memory. Then Sequin Ritual. Then the shade Sequin Story. the shade Sequin Soothe. Then Sequin Aura. And last Sequin Poet. And that's it for the sequin row as well. Now we're going to move into the matte row. First is Matte Memory. Then Matte Ritual. And then Matte Story. Matte Soothe. And then Matte Aura. And the very last shade in the palette, Matte Poet. And that is the entire Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. And as always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here. And one without flash here. And you know I've got to give you a video close-up of the swatches with the flash on, of course. These are the glitter shades. They are so beautiful too. Then we get into the metallic shades. Then the sequins, which are very interesting. They're like glitter shades from far away. And then, of course, the matte shades. Super buttery. I mean, you can even see a little bit of shine. Well, I guess that might just be my hand oil. They look a little bit shiny, but not all of them. I think that glitter is just remnants from my hand from swatching, so don't mind the glitter that shows up in the matte because it's not really there. That's all of them. My God, this is beautiful. So now I have made it back from work, and I remember those swatches were beautiful. And I thought that the texture sequin was gonna be like those shades that you get that are matte, that have a little bit of glitter particle in them, or micas of shimmer, and then you swatch it, or you use it, and it just disappears, and it doesn't last anymore. That is not what these sequin shades are. They may look like that, but they are not that. They are very much so glittery. They actually remind me of a cityscape from far away, and you see the twinkling lights of the city. That was the gayest thing I've ever said. Also, I do see this palette already is gonna get so messy. I've swatched this 3 times now, and the glitter is like everywhere. I'm gonna try and clean it up. I just don't know how possible it's gonna be because of the glitter. And the mirror, of course, has its little fingerprints on it. I'm actually trying to be careful though. Like, I'm being conscious of the palette being dirty element. So I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the ABH eye primer, and I'm gonna go in with a mini Real Techniques sponge and blend that out. I'm trying to think of what to do, and I can't because there are so many possible things that I can do with this. That excites me. I can just shape the eye. I can go full glam. I can go full glam with like glitter. There's so many options. I want to try this sequin formula because the twinkling lights interests me. I don't know if I'm gonna go full on glitter at the moment, but I'm gonna start with sequin aura and set my base with that and essentially use that almost like a transition shade. And I'm gonna go in with my R37 Morphe blending brush. As per usual, make sure that I'm not creasing because it's been a minute since I figured out what I was gonna start with. My base at the moment is thick. This shade is very dusty with an R37 or maybe with a natural bristled brush. Well, that shade is exactly the shade of my eyeshadow base. I don't know that that specifically did anything. I want to see if you can see a glitter reflect on it or not. Oh, wow, yeah. For me, in person, there is a lot of glitter on my eye, but it's like super fine. You'd really only be able to tell if there was a light shining on your eyes, I think. So it's not crazy glitter, but it's also not no glitter. Now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M453 brush, but this time I'm gonna go into the shade Sequin Soothe because I don't feel like Aura did too much of anything to my eye just because it was so close to my eyeshadow base shade. So I wanna try that one and see if it'll deepen it up just a little bit, but still maintain that sparkly beauty that I really wanna see. I'm not super big on a lot of glitter. I don't mind glitter. I just don't feel like it's necessary in like every look. And that's just my personal opinion. I think it looks really great all the time on some people, but I think for me, I need something a little more shiny on the lid. I feel like having hooded eyes gives me a little bit of a mess a lot whenever I'm using glitter. It's hard to make it stick because my lid is constantly being covered by the hood of my eye. Quite a lot of dust in this formula as well, but I really don't mind. I mean, it kind of helps me build up powder the way I'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in because it feels like you're very far away from me, or I'm very far away from you, so I wanna get you in a little bit closer so you can see kind of more of what I'm working with here. Okay, I think that's good. You can see detail a little bit better now. This is building up very nicely. I mean, it's a shade going on a shade. This really is performing just like a matte would, and it looks just like a matte in all of this light, but I know out in natural sunlight, the glitter in this is much more apparent. I have Sequin Soothe built up to the point that I want it to be built up, so I think I'm gonna go in with the R37 again and into the shade Aura again and try to blend out the edges with the lighter shade. I'm curious just to see how they work together and blend together. I'm still gonna use Sequin Aura though. I want to see what all the sparkle does. I've never seen a formula like this before, one that actually keeps its sparkle once it blends out. So I'm really curious just to see what it looks like as a whole in an entire look. That's really pretty. That blended out really nicely. It doesn't look patchy anywhere. It looks even everywhere throughout my crease that I've put it. I don't see any missing spots, no jumping. I really want to go in to Sequin Poet because it has that blue reflect in it instead of it being like a light pink or a yellow. We're going cranberry again. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M433 brush, and now we're gonna go into Sequin Poet. I'm gonna use this to try and deepen up the look a little bit. I think the cranberry shade will kind of give it that warmth and dimension that I'm wanting, or it won't be dark enough and it will just mix in with this brown and make a light brown purpley red. That is our third option. I'm gonna start by trying to build it up just on my lid and then slowly push it upward, but I'm just gonna do it right on the outer edge. I wanna keep it in the Soothe family, like that lighter brown on that inner corner. I wanna make a very fall time look, but more brown and wearable. I think wearable is a very specific, unnecessary term because I create my own rules. That's why. I'm gonna take it back just a little bit too. That wasn't a little bit, but I'm taking it back. It is truly amazing how smooth these shades are. It's really not taking much blending at all just to achieve the blend that I want with the colors. It just kind of goes where I tell it to. too. And that's really nice. Now, I would like to go back in with the Morphe M453 brush. This is what I used in the shade Sequin Soothe. And I'm gonna go back into that brown again, but I'm going to very lightly blend this brown shade back into the outer edge of the shade Sequin Poet, because I lost a lot of it as I was blending out the maroon shade, cranberry shade. Wow, that was a lot. I did not mean to add that much. That's okay. We are gonna make the best of it. I just might have to blend that out a little bit more. These are literally work-free. You don't have to blend them. That is just put on. I didn't really work it downward. I just put it on and like, it blended. Maybe my brush is just so big, it's doing everything I want it to do on accident, on purpose. And then going back with the Morphe M433 brush and just adding a little more of this shade back in. Just melting them together. I am marrying the two. I'm actually gonna bring Sequin Poet just a little bit higher and have Sequin Soothe be the dominant higher shade in the front. And last, I'm gonna go back in with the R37 brush into Sequin Aura and blend out just the edges. Yet again, because I always wanna keep that soft blown out look that I keep doing. I don't know what it is about these looks that I keep being drawn back to it. I'm going to try and expand my horizons a little more because I feel like I've been doing these too much, but they're just so pretty. We're taking it all the way to the brow bone. We're gonna bring it around town. And now I'm going to use my Morphe M514 brush. It's the tiny little M433. Well, no, it's not. It's the tiny little other fluffy brush. Kind of the R37, kind of. The R37's a lot more round, I think. Anyway, it's the M514, and I'm gonna go into Matte Ritual instead of Sequin Ritual because I'm gonna use this to really deepen the crease, but I don't wanna bring it out at all. I don't want any shine to it. I want it to make it really sink back. So staying away from the glittery, shimmery ones. And we're gonna use that to start deepening just the crease only. I'm not gonna take it any higher than really just right above my lid. Having hooded eyes, this shade probably won't even show when I have my eyes open, but I want it to look like my eyes are bigger when they close also, so this will help with that. And like I said, I'm just sticking in the crease, no mas. And then again with the Morphe M433 back to just buff out some of those edges just to make sure I have a seamless blend. I took a tiny bit more Sequin Poet back in there. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. Oh, it deepened it up just enough right at the crease. It's so like walking in the park, in the fall, at nighttime, with your date, feeling yourself. Before lashes, of course. But right now, that's what it feels like. It's kind of deep, kind of vampy, kind of cranberry. Should we take it deeper? Should we go there? Now we're gonna go in with the M507, little teeny tiny, cute little blending brush. I need like 80 of these. And we're gonna go into the shade Sequin Memory. Yes. The black one. That's what we're going into. But I want the shiny one. I know I said I wanted to keep the darkness dark with no sparkle, but I lied. What can I say? This time, this is only going right out here. Just only here, right here. Oh, I love how that just fits right there in that little bitty socket. The hooded little corner. And I'm going to take this shade barely up into my crease, like right here, right back down. I'm just using tapping motions because I don't want to carry the color too far up. It's black. If I do use sliding motions, it's gonna go crazy. Okay, that's enough. That is enough black. So now, I'm gonna go back in with the 514 and back with a little bit of the shade Matte Ritual, the deeper brown shade, and taking it right on top of that black and blending it out. This one's a little more windshield wipery, but I'm only using it to shape my lid, to kind of encase it. And I'm also gonna use it to blend out my outer crease area where the black is. Really, I'm just blending all the black out with this shade. I don't want to blend black out with black. That's when it starts getting too crazy. But now I'm gonna go in with the M433 again, back into the shade Sequin Poet, and rain that puppy in. And then of course right back in with the R37 right into Sequin Aura to just blend out those edges. I like to do this to make sure that I don't lose the potency of shadows as I work through them, because it is so easy to get lost in the next color that you don't really have time to make sure you're able to enjoy all the colors. I'm happy with it thus far. Now it is time to test some shimmer. Maybe glitter. We'll talk about glitter in a minute. Not sure yet if that's gonna happen. Don't get too excited. We're gonna give it the little test here. We're gonna go in with the Morphe M204. This is the flatter, bigger shading brush, and we're gonna see if we can pick up one of these metallic shades. I'm gonna go in with the shade Metallic Ritual. I think that might be a really nice touch to the lid. I don't know how cranberry I want this look to be, so let's see. Oh, it's not lackluster. It's very pretty. It's not a foil. It's definitely not a foil, at least with a dry brush and no finger. It's not a foil. I think Tati in her video used her fingers, but it's like a soft shimmer. I feel like this is okay for a dry brush. I mean, I know I've seen more foiled shimmers on the first run, but this isn't bad. This is a different type of formula, and I'm aware of that. And now, let's test how metallic and foiled this can be with a couple of sprays of setting spray. I'm gonna go in with the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. This one is in the scent Mint Chocolate Chip from the Rich Luxe collab. And let's say maybe 2 spritz. If you have never smelled this before, you should smell it. I will leave my review of these up on a clip up here, and you should check it out. So now we have sprayed the brush twice, and I'm gonna go back into Ritual, Metallic Ritual, and let's see what it looks like. It really didn't change it a whole lot. Honestly, I think this is just how she's made. She is that kind of shade. I really wasn't expecting that from this formula, but it seems like some of the shades are different. Like for me, the shade Metallic Memory looks like a glitter rather than a metallic. I don't know, we'll see. Now I'm gonna use the Morphe M124 little bitty flat packing brush and go into the shade Metallic Aura. And again, just going in with a dry brush so I can see what it looks like without any spray. I want to take this just on my inner half of my lid. Plus this will help us to be able to see what the shade looks like on top of another shade of its own texture. Let me just build it up in the inner corner a little bit first, because that didn't really do too much the first time, and I want to see if it's just so light or if it's disappearing. Oh no, okay, I can see it a little bit that way. It kind of gives just a white cast to that shade. These have such a soft glow. They are, I don't know, I'm still figuring out this formula, that's for sure. I'm gonna use my Morphe M167. This is another flat brush. This is actually a flat concealer brush, but I'm gonna use it for eyeshadow instead. I'm gonna take the shade Metallic Poet, and I'm gonna use that berry type tone and see if I can kind of just build it up on top of Metallic Ritual and see if it'll just kind of give it a little berry overcast, if that makes sense. Ooh, that is exactly what it did. It literally just mixed in with the shade underneath it and gave it a berry tone. Wow. Okay, that's very interesting. It's really just giving a berry tone and reflect. It's very pretty. I think it kind of brought it together a little bit more. I'm gonna try to go into the shade Glitter Soothe, and I'm gonna use this really old school Morphe brush. I think it's a spot conceal brush. I don't know, it doesn't have a name on it anymore, or I don't think it actually ever did, because the Morphe logo looks hella old. But I figured this brush would give me a lot more control over the glitter, and I wouldn't have to be so scared of it. I'm just gonna use it to pack it on lightly, gently, starting in the inner corner. Okay, I feel like we really went there with the glitter. That is very, very sparkly. I almost feel like it's not enough, but I don't want to lose it. Because I feel like I could easily lose it because it's glitter. I feel like glitter's just one of those things that if you're going to use it, you might as well use it. I'm just gonna sweep this all over the lid now. Maybe not as much toward the end of the lid, but I'm gonna try and pull it all the way across. Now the glitter is built up quite well. So now with the 507 that I used for Matte Memory, I'm gonna go into Sequin Memory, and I'm gonna try and stack that over Glitter Ritual. I really just want to test out and see if you can stack the mattes on top of the glitter shades, because I feel like that would be important to know. I mean, what if I want to give dimension to my lid after I've added glitter? I'm actually going to pull this black a little further in along my lash line as well. Since I'm not going to be using any liner for this look because I'm using black now, I'm going to pull it all the way in and under, but keep it as close to my lash line as possible. I feel like I've really gone there now, and I can't come back from this with this glitter situation. So I'm just gonna really go there, you know? And I'm so surprised at how these shades let me use the brush how I want. I'm controlling the palette. The palette is not controlling me. That's important in a palette that you can use every day. You don't want to be bogged down and wasting time with shades that are hard to work with. Now I'm going to do the same thing with Sequin Poet. I'm going to go back in with the Morphe M433 and take that shimmer shade, since it has all that cranberry tone with it, and just lightly add that right into this black and glitter. I'm not going to start going back and forth with this in any kind of windshield wiper motions because I don't want that glitter to go flying everywhere. I just want to build up these matte shades on top of it to see if I can change the glitter once it's down. I feel like that's really important because I like doing that with shimmer shades a lot of the time, kind of customizing my own colors. And you definitely can. I can see the glitter getting that tone as well, just like the rest of the eye look, and it kind of just pulls it all together. I love it. Yes, that is perfect. I love this. It felt a little disconnected at first, I'll admit. Couldn't quite find the direction I was going, but I think I found it, and I'm happy with it. I feel the need to note, though, that I am covered in glitter. Glitter is all over me. So be prepared. If you're gonna use the glitter shade, do your eyes first, for sure. The metallic, sequin, and matte textures, I don't think those are gonna matter at all. They're a little powdery in the pan, but on my face they weren't. It didn't really seem like it anyway. They kind of just went where I needed them to and they didn't fall out anywhere, but be careful of glitter, just beware. At this point, I want to take Metallic Aura again and use my Morphe M326 brush. And this time, I'm going to apply the shade by itself. I'm not combining it with any other shade. That way we can see what kind of power this shade might have being used by itself on my brow bone. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's really pretty. I really, really like that. Oh, that's so glowy. For my skin tone, this is such a beautiful, natural looking highlight. It literally looks like my skin tone. Now just gonna use Sequin Aura on the R37 brush again. Same one I've been using to blend out these shades everywhere, and blend Sequin Poet into Metallic Aura. Okay, and that is blended out to exactly how I want it to be. I am very happy with this look so far. I really like how they've all meshed together. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up under my eye before I move on to my other eye because I need to see how easy or not this glitter comes off. Yeah, don't be like me. Go ahead and just spray your brush while you're using the glitters. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't make anything harder or worse. It just kind of holds on to the glitter. It's not the easiest to get off your face. I mean, it's not the hardest either. I've definitely used glitter that just doesn't come off. This actually does come off. It just takes some tugging. So just maybe keep it in mind, you know. I don't really see any more on my face though, so that's good. Now that that's cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing, I really hope, on the other eye. And once I do, I will be right back. At this point, I think I have duplicated what was on one eye to the other eye. It looks pretty duplicated. And I'm really digging this. I think that the glitter adds a really nice shimmery effect. It's not like chunky, beefy glitter. It's almost like glimmer that melts onto the eye. It lays flat, it lays nicely. It kind of just sinks in and mixes with everything. And it's really nice. I really, really like it, actually. It's not what I anticipated. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face makeup off camera so that we can move on to the lower lash lines. So give me just a second to do that and I'll be right back. The face makeup is now complete, as you can probably tell. It took me forever because I went to go eat dinner also, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning now. But we're not gonna talk about that because we're gonna move on to my lower lash line. And for my lower lash line, I'm gonna first take my Morphe M113, the flat brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Sequin Ritual. I want just a little bit of sparkle on my lower lash line. And also, I realized that I never ever read the details of this palette for you guys, and I'm so sorry about that. And the description on Tati's website says, an exclusive collection that includes 24 pans of thoughtfully crafted shadows and glitters developed by Tati Westbrook. Textured Neutrals Volume 1 introduces 6 monochromatic color stories featuring 4 new luxe textures and finishes. This universally flattering neutral palette begins with a row of prismatic glitters that cascade into shimmering metallics, sequin pinpoints, and ultra-rich creamy shadows. Beautiful is your story to tell. And I love that so much. That's a really awesome little catchphrase or motto or whatever. Then if you expand this section, it says details, and it shows each tone features a row of prismatic glitters, shimmering metallics, captivating sequins, and creamy mattes. Glitter, a unique pressed gel system, locks glitters in a cushiony base that glides on smoothly. Never feels gritty, for long-lasting wear that won't flake. Coconut oil adds creaminess and provides an extra glossy shine for extreme sparkle. That's what I was noticing on my lid, how it just melted into Okay, awesome. Metallic, gloss-coated pearls glide effortlessly, creating a luminous metallic sheen that is easy to blend and buildable for maximum impact. Sequin, silky smooth, intense pigments with contrasting pearls suspended throughout provide immediate color payoff. Coconut-derived skin conditioning ingredients create a comfortable all-day look. Luxuriously rich and creamy matte shadows provide true color payoff with superior blending for all-over color, shading, and aligning the eyes. Coconut-derived skin conditioning ingredients create a comfortable all-day look. And that is all of the details. Now with the shade Sequin Ritual, I'm trying to keep it really tight lined right by my lash line, because I don't want the sparkle to get too intense, but I also don't want to get that brown too far down, or else I'll look like a clown. And now I'm going to use my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Matte Soothe, and we are just going to blend out this deep brown. That is so pretty. I really like that. Now I feel like that shade has blended itself out as much as it possibly can on the lower lash line. So I'm also gonna take this other teeny tiny M506 little bitty blending brush, and this time I'm gonna go into the shade Poet, but I'm gonna put this shade only on the outer edge of my lower lash line. So I'm not gonna take it any further in. I'm just gonna use it to fill in this gap where I took my concealer too high when I was trying to clean up around the edges and put my face products on. There we go. I feel like that's enough. It blends it around, it brings it right back to the top, but it doesn't take over too much. Still gives me that kick of cranberry that I'm looking for. I'm gonna use the other M506 that I had in the shade Matte Soothe and just soften those edges even more with that shade. And that should be it. Yeah, okay, nice. I think I'm done with the shadows now. I'm also going to go ahead and go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Black Perversion after I sharpen it, because it's got me feeling a little dull. There are some looks that you throw a black liner on and you're like, ugh, man, that was really a bad idea. This is not one of them. This is one of those looks that you throw a black liner on and you're like, oh, who dat? That's how I feel with black liner on right now. Now I feel like that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it, and I'm gonna get into the curling of my eyelashes. And I'm gonna put some mascara on and my Ardell 120 Demis on, and that should be it with the finished look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera just to save a little bit more time, and I shall be right back momentarily. Okay, we're back and eyes are completely done. So what do you guys think? Is it everything you hoped it would be? Because it's kind of everything I hoped it would be. Now, of course, I know I went with the cranberry tones again. I'm just in that mindset. It is just the season for this. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry. I will change it up in the future, but good news, I used glitter, and I don't typically use glitter, so that's different. Yay! I personally really enjoyed working with this palette. I think that the shades worked very well together, and I think that this is a very unique formula. The mattes aren't necessarily revolutionary, in my opinion. The metallics don't have the punch foil that I thought they would have, or at least the couple of shades I used. But I understand that that's just not what these do. That's not how this formula is made. When I think of how Tati uses a shimmer, I feel like more of a satin shimmer is more her vibe, and then a glitter is the shimmer, if you get what I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, that's just how I feel about this color story and the way that these textures are built. I feel like they're supposed to be different. I was pleasantly surprised by the sequin texture. I didn't think that the glitter was going to stay there. I thought it was all going to dissipate, but it didn't, and that was awesome. The glitter shade also really surprised me because I'm either used to the big gritty glitters suspended in more like a Vaseline type texture. Not exactly that, but that's kind of what it feels like, and this is not that. This is it's suspended in something very soothing, very good for your skin because it just melts in. It makes anywhere that you put glitter just look like super shiny foiled eye. I don't know what to call it exactly. It just looks beautiful. It looks like it melted into my skin, and I really like that. This is the type of glitter I can get down with all the time. I very much so look forward to the fact that there are going to be more launches from Tati Beauty because this Volume 1 palette is, in my opinion, the start to a very wonderful range. I feel like she's gonna go with purples. I feel like she's gonna go with rainbows, bright colors, that type of palette. And I think this was a very smart decision as a first launch because although some people will think this palette is very too neutral for them essentially and very safe, if you will, I would agree with you on that. I would definitely agree with you on that, but it has different textures. It has revolutionary textures that you don't see in every other palette. So if you were one of the ones thinking that, oh, I have my neutral staple palette and I love color and that's all I need, maybe think twice about this one because I would usually agree with you, but think twice about this one. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this palette. I think $48 is a pretty decent price for it. Not only is the packaging super luxe feeling, although it's gonna get dirty really quick and really dirty, but not only is it luxe packaging and it feels like that, but just the shadows and the formula of the shadows are just made with love and they're perfected, and I'm very happy with that. I'm also very happy that it wasn't the price that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more on the higher luxury end, but it's not. It's pretty standard. So that's it, guys. I thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It does let me know that you enjoy my content and this type of content, and it also helps others find my videos because they know that you like it. If you want to see this look and more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.